Son. Yo,
So, hey guys, it's us. It's been a while, so
it's your boys and girls.
it takes a minute for us to set this up. A lot has been going on. Hey, so comments. Who's going to handle the comments or the private chat? We should have discussed that.
I'll throw up the Facebook one on my phone. We should have discussed this.
Yes.
Hey, folks, this is Heroes 101 Radio. We are a little disheveled right now. Deal with it.
There you go. That's what. I see that we have comments. Hang on, I'm going to switch to that. Hey, Dave, how are you? Yeah, welcome, guys. It's been a while, and this is Heroes 101. And I would like to say that we're usually more organized than this, but nah, that's organization for this show is not our strong point. But once we get past all the technical difficulties, we have a good time telling you.
That's usually true.
Right? We get past this, and I listened to our other, all our past shows, and we've been doing this for now about almost 10 years now. 10 years. And
I can see comments.
Once we get rolling, it's really worth the listen. So, has it been 10 years? Wait, we started 2012.
What?
2012. It says 10 years. I'm Rock and Roll, Roxanne. Hi, if you're looking for us on Facebook. Introduce yourselves, boys. Go ahead.
I'm Impact, aka Tim Pack on Facebook.
There you go. It is. It's been Tim Pack for a while. Where have you been, hon?
For a year and a half now.
There you go.
I got someone kindly reported my profile early pandemic, and I was gonna leave it deleted, and then after old superhero, I decided I wanted to be back in touch with the community. So
yeah,
I left it for like a month. I just gave up.
And now you're back. Yay! And who are you, weird guy at the end?
I think I'm Nightbug or Nate Bogue or Mike.
Nate Bogue. Nate Boeg on Facebook if you're looking. And we do want you to look for us. We
no.
Sometimes it depends on what you're looking for us for. I mean, if you have ill intent, bad idea.
Then come find me.
Come find us. Dude, seriously. In reality, we run this superhero. It used to be a radio show, and now it's a podcast because Impact's so pretty. Everybody wanted to see Impact's face, so now
that is a lie.
That's not what I heard.
We we all belong to a community, and I'm calling it a community because they're one of my communities. There's really are.
Community?
There's a community, Seinfeld, and it is the real life superhero community, and it's just a bunch of guys who go around in costumes, hence Impact's look right now, and we try to do altruistic things. We try to walk the walk, not just talk the talk, and that's really important to me because if you, like me, are tired of things that are just thoughts and prayers all the time, we need action. So, and yes, we are going to be talking about the subject of thoughts and prayers tonight, and what we can do instead of just sending thoughts and prayers, because you know what they amount to? Jack and shit. Sorry. Not to put down anybody's, this is not to put down anybody's religious beliefs at all. We just don't need any more thoughts and prayers. We need action. So
no, I mean, religious beliefs are great if they help you through something, but
they are absolutely
you have to follow up with an action.
Exactly.
I'm not Christian, but the last I checked, Jesus went in and flipped a bunch of tables in the Holy Temple when he was unhappy with how things were running. So, thoughts and prayers are great, but they need action afterwards. So
absolutely.
Do it, folks.
Do it. And we'll get to that. What you doing, Bug? Oh, he's switching up his headphones. He'll be right back. Bug is usually our sound guy anyway. But he's so pretty that we decided to put him on the camera too, just like Impact. Getting to this. Hey, DB, how are you? Good to see you. Guys, we're checking in with you also. It's been a while, and you know what, Impact? I'm gonna give like 1 minute of what's been going on in my life so that okay, you're right. Because we've been it seems like we've been kind of absent for a while, but we truly haven't. We've been right now, Bug and I are in the middle of, are we moving or are we not? Because one of our family members got a really good offer to go and relocate because of a job, and that includes like the whole household. So we're going, are we gonna go do that, or we're waiting for final says? In the meantime, we're going, we're kind of in this weird position where, because of working remotely, we can go anywhere we want. So you can't see behind me, but half of our stuff is packed up in boxes and the other half we're kind of living out of. So it's a strange time for us. And with that, I haven't been able to really focus on my real life superhero stuff as much as I'd like to. But, hey man, we need to be out there, and we're back at it now. So yay. Yeah. So that's what we've been up to. Who knows where we'll end up? New York is a consideration. I hate to say it, even Vegas is a consideration because there's offers for that. And anyway, so weird, right? New York, Vegas, California. I don't know. I'd like to end up in Hawaii.
I mean,
So.
Yeah. but your remote workers have to get up real early.
Right? Seriously. I mean, wait, no. Hawaii is 3 hours behind us. So right now with them, it is 3.
They have to be up by 4 a.m.
That's crazy.
To be at work at 8.
That's crazy, right?
Your time.
My time, right? So that's what's been going on with us. How have you been doing?
I've been good. So I feel like every time we've done this, I've been in a different location.
You have been.
I moved it back in the end of February. I moved with my girlfriend. So I'm in our office, our shared office. Our desks are back to back. It's great. It's like a little cubicle.
That's awesome.
Other than that, things have been good. The team has, we had a little bit of a lull around the holidays and, all the way up through probably February. Yeah. And then we had some really solid, couple months of getting out there every couple weeks. Back in a little bit of a lull because May has been busy for a lot of us. But, our superhero team, the Bay Coast Guardians, look us up on Facebook, especially if you're in Florida. We are St. Petersburg's #1 superhero team. We are the only superhero team, but that makes us #1.
That's right.
That we have business cards and a banner, and that is on there. Not the whole thing, just the #1 superhero. But that's been good. We have a new member, a nice young woman by the name of Femme Fatale. She's just out of Sarasota. Her whole deal is she wants to make sure, women are getting home safe at night from school. And so she joined our team. We took her out on patrols, make sure she got kind of got the feel for it. And, we liked her enough. We're like, hey, you're on the team now. You don't have
nice. That's the way to do it. See,
and then beyond that, we're about to hit our 5-year anniversary.
Holy, seriously? It's been 5 years?
And the St. Petersburg Pride celebration in 2017 was our first official team outing.
Oh man!
So we're hitting our 5-year.
Oh man, I am so happy for that. I love that it was Pride.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun too. But it is cool that it was part of Pride. That we did it as like part of Pride. So we're doing that, and then a couple weeks after, second week in July, we're doing a big handout. We're trying to get the Cry Dojo I work for. They're going to help sponsor us a little bit. We have another group that's going to help send us some stuff, and then the kids at the dojo, they're doing a summer camp. So some of us are going to go in, do a whole thing about being a real life superhero. For the younger kids, it'll be like make your own mask, and for the older kids, it'll be let's go over real street safety, self-defense.
Nice.
So
practicality, yeah.
Yeah. So, and I basically live at the dojo when I'm not here. So I'm happy to include those two, like mesh those two parts of my life, because that's 90% of my
hell yeah
non-work activities is the dojo. And
you have to remember later to, because I'm going to ask because you never know. You may have people from your part of Florida seriously listening in, and they'll go like, wait, what's going on? How can I? So later on, because I want to have anybody who needs to tell us what's going on with their crew, how to join them, and update. We're welcoming everybody to do that today, and we'll put your info out. We have a Facebook page.
If you're listening and you're interested, hit up the Facebook page.
Yeah,
and that will get back to me, and we'll get you in touch. Even if you're not in St. Pete, if you're anywhere in Florida, we'll try and work something out. Either we'll try and come to you, we'll set up a time that you can come to us if it's not too far. We'll figure some way to get you involved if you are interested.
I've got a girlfriend who lives in St. Pete now, and I'm like, I'm not sure if she's ready for it, which is why I haven't put her in touch with you yet. But maybe we'll see. I know. You're like, wait, what? I'll ask her tonight what she thinks, and she I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we said tonight that we are welcoming. We did not. This was a last minute thing that Impact and I did. We're like, let's have a show tonight because the timing is right. We have stuff we want to say, we want to talk about, and we had no time to promote at all. So if you're out there watching, yay, we're really happy. Is someone, by the way, checking the Facebook messages because I can't see those? Okay, good.
Lumen says that sadly Illinois is a bit of a distance. It is. But I believe in you. You can make that drive.
Oh, Luminil's got stuff to tell us about too.
Luminil, aka the Beacon.
Yeah, aka the Beacon.
Glowing light of greatness.
Yep. And if this is your first time watching, we're, like I said, we belong to this community of real life superheroes. Let me tell you right now, because I just recently heard a podcast about real life superheroes. I didn't even know. Somebody messaged me today and say, hey, you and Bug were on the most recent episode of this podcast. And I went, oh, I don't even remember doing that interview.
We had totally forgotten about it.
Totally forgotten about it. And, it's
from 2020.
2020.
I think.
And and it's out now. In fact, the last episode came out last night. And I have to agree with, there's someone I really, really respect in the real life. There are so many, otherwise I wouldn't still be here in the real life superhero community. But he said that this is hands down one of the best just podcasts he's heard that sums up the real life superhero community. Impact, you got to listen to it. I was tripping.
Is it that one about
Superhero
Seattle?
Complex? Yeah, it's that one. And then I guess they have an extra episode. It said bonus. That's the one that came out last night that he texted me about. And there's a bunch of other people on that one, and we happened to be on that one.
It's pretty well done. I was telling Rock it feels like the audio was taken from a video. Like that's how well the audio is edited. I like it.
Yeah. In fact, I wish there was a video to go with it, but most of these, in fact, I think all of the and it has real life supervillains in it too. So you may recognize one or two. I know you will. We'll link that too. That's called Superhero Complex, and Dave Weinberg is the one who put that out. It's on it's on a podcast, so we'll link that too.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I've held off on that one. I don't know why.
I did too.
Because of seeing Phoenix Jones' mask.
We're not gonna. You know what? We're not gonna derail into that. We'll talk about that later.
Because I think I just don't care about what it seems like the main subject matter is.
Yeah,
I just don't care about that story anymore.
I didn't either. But you know what? Interestingly, just from what I got from listening to the last one, he touches on things that he talked about before, but it's he's pretty honest, and I think as an outsider, I would probably be saying the same things about us, which is totally. I appreciate that honesty, and he's unbiased coming in, and then it's like if one of us came in, what would we say if we dealt with all that?
Well, I know my boy Justin Service had an episode.
See, you know what? We need to we'll I tell you what, how about this? We'll take a week because you and I have never. The three of us haven't heard any of it except Bug and I just listened to that last one someone sent a link to today. How about we take some time this week and we all try to catch up And then our next show we'll talk about it, because it doesn't just talk about what happens in Seattle. It talks about us as a whole.
Huh.
And what the community, just the honesty about an outsider looking at the community and what they see. So with that, I had alluded to that because I said that somebody, if you're watching for the first time, somebody once thought that we were, well, lots of people, but one person in particular was always calling us vigilantes. Not a vigilante. Wife, mother, recent grandmother, not a vigilante. We go out and we do things for the community. This is, I would say, 80% of us go out and do things for the community. We do not do things against crime fighters. That's really, I mean, against criminals. That's really important. If it was one thing when it started, when I first got into it in 2011, it's something different now. We're not vigilantes. And if you find a vigilante in our community, chances are we've already chastised that person. And if they haven't, completely rebuffed the idea of going out and taking down criminals violently, then we've probably cut them off. I hate to say it. And I am speaking a big we, because I've seen that happen in this community. And I'm really happy to know that that's a thing we all do now, is we'll take, go ahead.
And that's not to say that there's not a lot of us that don't go out and, make sure that people aren't preying on drunk folks at the bar, or we don't intervene in fights, or we don't look for ill actor or bad actors in our local communities, because we are, but we're not like jumping rooftop to rooftop with a grappling hook, scoping out a drug den so we can flash bang our way in and kick the shit out of everybody.
God damn, that sounds fun.
Speak for yourself.
It does sound
what
fun,
have you been doing?
and we will all get shot. It'll be great.
What have you been
but
doing?
Seriously, like because like people like hear that we're not vigilant. Like, oh, you're afraid of crime? No, we're not. Like, we're not hiding. We're not saying. It's just impractical. Like, because everyone's like, well, how do I go out and look for crime? Like, have you ever seen a crime take place in front of you, walking down the street? Most people, the answer is no, or it's like once in their lifetime. And there's kind of your answer. It's really hard to just go and find crime, but you can find people doing bad things. And that's kind of the difference. Like, you're not just going to find a drug deal and then bust in and break it up, and as Beacon says in the chat, I'm Batman. You're not just going to do that. You're just going to, you're just going to be a presence. And that usually does a better job of crime prevention. The reason so many of us wear the bright costumes or gimmicks or uniforms, whatever you want to call it, is that it is purposefully eye-catching. My team is purposefully bright colored because you can see us coming. And it's like, oh, you can't be stealthy. That's the point, because if someone wants to sneak up on someone else and jump them and they see a bunch of people nearby, they can't sneak up and jump on them without a bunch of people being by. It's visual deterrence, and that is and you literally cannot calculate the amount of crimes that get stopped that way because they don't happen. Right. Unlike the guys who are like, well, I stopped 3 crimes. It's like, okay, I stopped an infinite amount because because none of them happened.
Right, exactly, because none of it, you know what I mean? It's, I can see Discordia says, I know, there's only one case where I'm fine with vigilantism, and that's when doing the right thing is illegal. I'm speaking legal definition, not how so many fakes define it.
Agreed.
Like, because
I mean, in some places, feeding the homeless is considered illegal. I'm like,
exactly.
Screw that. You can't tell me what I can do with my property. You can't tell me that I can't hand something to someone. So,
yep,
it's the same thing. Like, and
sorry, I'm posting one just to make sure that.
And this also says we have one European who lives in a country where self-defense of yourself or others isn't legal until
you're deadly injured.
You're deadly injured, which makes no sense at all. So you can't be an RLSH legally. Yeah, that's kind of different. And that's different. Like that's a specific case. Beyond that, we're not defining vigilantes as necessarily even people who break the law because that's the only option. Like if you feed the homeless, it's illegal, or you defend yourself, it's legal. We're defining it as people who are like, I'm gonna go try and bust up a drug den or something crazy like that.
Something totally crazy. And you guys know what it is.
Because there is a difference between legal and right.
Yeah, you know what it is. If you're going, well, I'm not sure what. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. If you're already this far into wanting to be a real life superhero, wanting to know about us, you already know which laws are. You already know which actions are the smart ones and which actions, if they're questionable, if your gut's like no, then listen to your freaking gut. That is the number one.
So here's a really good way to like very blatant example. If you decide you want to kill someone to protect some property, that is both illegal and wrong. If you want to feed the homeless in a place where that's not allowed, that is illegal but right.
Yep. So and like I said again, it's a big we. I will say that most of us do that. We love, if you guys want to join the real life superhero movement, hey Ryan, we love absolutely homeless outreach events. And there was a time, and they talk about this a lot in that superhero complex, when there was a time, and there's been a shift. And again, I'm an old timer, so I've seen this. At the beginning, it was a badge of honor to take down a criminal. And the criminals back then were dudes smoking weed, selling weed, things like that, right? It's a badge of honor to get into a fight, to street patrol all the time. And it was looked down upon, if you can believe this bullshit, giving out food to hungry people was looked down upon. Absolutely.
Well, to be fair, has Batman, for all of his billions of dollars, ever given anyone out food? I don't think so.
Can eat it anyway. Yeah, so you're right. So that's ridiculous. So that's what people had.
A Dick Grayson?
A Dick Grayson. Yay! Batman can eat a Dick. Good one.
Eat a Grayson.
Eat a Grayson. That's going to be our. Hey, eat a Grayson. Wow, I like that one. But now there's a shift because we love gathering together. I mean, there's no better feeling than being with your peers, all in costume, being dorks, and going out and doing the one thing that you know everybody can do together, all ages. We've had all ages on these outreaches, and going out and making all kinds of food, gathering packs, of necessities based on our friends who have either been homeless or are still unhoused, based on what they recommend, and putting them all together and going out together and doing this. That's a wonderful feeling. No one's going to get hurt usually. A lot of people, are happy when they receive it.
You still got to be on your, you still should be street aware when you're doing it.
Of course.
Because sometimes people don't want to be bothered. Sometimes people have issues and they lash out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that could happen in literally any situation of life. And so, it's in theory not worse than anything than just walking down the street. And granted, you're inserting yourself into situations, but I meet so many people who are like, I've taken 3 weeks of Taekwondo, and so I want to go be a superhero. I'm like, well, have you looked at just helping people in your community, just handing out food and stuff? And they're like, well, that's not my, I have to stop big things. It's like helping people is a big thing. As Discordia said in the chat, people, didn't used to get that saving lives is the most important thing. And you have to be smart and look at what's the most impactful. And that's true because you're statistically more likely to stop crime by lifting people up. And granted, most of what we do does not qualify as lifting people up. But if someone is fed, they are not as likely to go
and steal,
do something like steal or attack someone for food, because literally it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The lowest need is like food, and you're meeting it for them. Exactly. It's not a ton, but it's going to prevent them from. It might prevent them from doing something unnecessary. Yeah. Granted, that's why sometimes adding things like books or, forms of entertainment.
Yes, good idea.
Can be good. I mean, granted, it's hard to always get books, but sometimes I'll hit up a library sale and see what I can find and give people an option.
Where
there's a guy we call Bookman, who used to just, I don't remember his name, but he knows who we are. We always see him. And he always has a bunch of books, and we, if we have anything with us, we let him pick through. And he says it's like the greatest thing because it is mind-numbingly boring living on the street. I was thinking about this the other day, actually. So I ran into Walmart something to just grab like a thing of beer, and as I got in, there was a guy in the parking lot, and I knew he was going to ask, so I pulled out a couple bucks ahead of time. Sure enough, he asked if I had any money. I gave him some. Gave him some water, a little bit of food that I had from handing out packs in my car, and I went in and grabbed the beer. When I came out, he was still there, and his name was John. I'm like, "Hey, John, do you want a beer?" He's like, and the way his face lit up, it was like, "Yeah, I would." And it's not like, I know people are like, "Well, that's because you just gave beer to an alcoholic." No. Having a beer, and Bug and I can both literally attest to this right now. Having a beer or some form of a very minor vice at the end of a hard day is one of the greatest feelings ever. If you've imagine, and like, there's the argument, oh, well, they live outside. They don't have a job. How could their day be hard? Imagine living outside. You don't have your phone. You don't have a book. You don't have TV. You don't have your Nintendo Switch. And you're just there all day. And people are ignoring you all day. And no one wants to talk to you. And people don't even want to look at you or acknowledge you. How mind-numbingly fucking boring do you think that is? I have ADD. I'll tell you right now, I probably would have run into traffic because I would have lost the ability to pay attention because it would have been so goddamn boring. So sometimes, once in a while, it's nice to give someone something that makes them not just relax. It's relaxing. It's humanizing, because what do a lot of us do at the end of a hard day? We go home, or we go out to a bar with some friends, and we have a beer. So it's really nice it's a really great way to remind someone that they are a human when they spent all day being dehumanized, most likely. And it's not like you're like, it's like a visibly, like a blackout drunk, hammered dude, and you're like, here, shotgun this. But people need a way to unwind, including the people who live on the street. We can't like hide like prizes. Like, we can't take things as prizes away from them, because like, they deserve more than that. They're people. People deserve to enjoy themselves.
You know what else? It's people who get really upset at if you want to give money, whatever you want to give is your business.
Exactly.
With the understanding that whatever they want to do with it is their business. I know what it's like to not have a home. If it takes drugs or alcohol to keep me sane while I'm spending a night on concrete, then that's my business.
It is proven that statistically, people are more likely to become drug addicts when they're homeless than they are to be homeless because they're
right.
drug addicts.
Right. So,
because again, it is mind numbing. So you need to figure out a way to get out of your own head for the 18 hours a day that you're awake. Imagine living in Florida where it's 90 degrees with 150% humidity and just being outside because you're not allowed in it.
Yikes, right?
Or like in, or in Arizona where it's 120 degrees in the summer. Like,
right.
We have to stop. What's the word? We have to stop punishing people for their situations.
Exactly. So, with that, and we did kind of go off on and that's a whole nother episode. I'm writing it down. Every time we say we're going to have a whole nother episode.
I literally thought about this from the moment it happened, I thought about it for a good 20 minutes. And I'm like, this is coming up next time we do a show.
Yep, absolutely. And you know what? We do that. We do that a lot. So if you're looking for somewhere, listening to the podcast, I'm not sure that it's still the same because that was 2 years ago, but I know that a lot of us are still out there. And if you guys are listening to it for the first time and you're interested in doing something altruistic, with or without a costume, we are welcoming you along with us. With or with, you don't have to have a costume.
We've had people join our patrols without gimmicks.
Yeah, just the gimmick.
Friends.
Let the gimmick come to you organically. You don't have to force it in order to hang out and to do something. And speaking of hanging out, Jaguar, we encountered an unhoused lady on patrol who needed money for adult diapers, and Impact gave her 20. You're my hero. It was so compassionate, and she still appreciates it when we see her. Misfit, one of the best superheroes I've ever known. Love her. She always was fond of saying, she still is, you do something nice for someone, they will never forget. You do something kind when they really need it, and they will never forget. So, Impact, you've made a friend for as long as
now we carry those with us.
That's brilliant, because think about it. How often do you get, of all the things, we started carrying female sanitary supplies.
Yep, we have that too.
But adult diapers, no one thinks of that. That's a brilliant thing. So we can have another updated homeless outreach primer, maybe.
Yeah.
That
you can get it at Aldi for like nothing.
See, there you go. Now, speaking of, we've got a few real life superheroes on here. Hey, Claude, how you doing? You know what, you guys, we wanted to check in with you. We wanted to see how you're doing and what you're up to. You don't have to, we don't care if you're like, I haven't been up to much. I've been on my couch because it's just been really hard. That's fine. We just want to hear how you're doing. So if you want to share, we would love to hear it, because it's been a rough couple of days, and we're going to get into that too. Really rough. And I hate to say I was trying to stay off of social media, but this is therapeutic, hanging out with you guys, because we're all experiencing stuff together.
This is the most online social we've been in a while.
It is actually. So I'm not trying to stay off because of, because I don't enjoy it anymore. It's just the last couple of days has been really,
Last few weeks, man.
Right? Last couple of years. So
yeah, but
but yeah.
Sometimes it just hits harder.
So let's see. Beacon is saying you're working on the University of Illinois campus. Oh, wait. Working on the University of Illinois campus, you see homelessness and crime. But what sucks is, since I'm constantly working, there's not much I can really do about it. The one thing you can do about it, and that's one thing you can do, people are always like, what are we going to do if we can't do thoughts and prayers when something happens? You know what? You can be super kind to the people that you see, just because. You can be super kind to the next person you see.
I keep homeless handout kits in my car, because you come up on an intersection, out the window. It's great. I mean, don't throw it, but
throw it at them.
Right.
Right.
Or use the t-shirt cannon.
Here's the thing. Another thing we want to bring up, since if we don't get a lot of people telling us about what they're up to, one of the things that we can, I'm taking notes here. One of the things that we can touch on is what we were going to touch on. It was last week, but we didn't do that show, and I apologize. There were too many things going on. We were talking about an RLSH planning committee. And we can touch on that because it applies to what Beacon is talking about. There's not much I can do about it when I'm working the campus. Now, I don't know if you can't do much about it because those are just campus worker rules that you can't really, I know you can't do much about homelessness when you're crime when you're on someone else's clock. You have to be completely within their legal limits and their parameters that are set with the job. But for homelessness, getting packs, in case you don't have a lot of money to do it, because who the hell does now? getting packs together or anything, that's where a planning committee could come in. Because if there is a way for you to carry any type of backpack or anything, and you know that you're going to be consistently doing this, I know a guy who can get 5,000 socks. You want a tow? I can get you tow. But he got us 5,000 socks, and there are still maybe a box or two in our garage right now. But we can start talking about how a planning committee, and I got a little bit of pushback, and I'm glad, because we should be discussing this stuff. When I put it out there a couple months ago,
and usually I'm one of the people pushing back.
You should, because we
I am consistently, anytime someone brings this type of stuff up, I usually am.
Oh, yeah, because you want to know all the stuff. Yeah. What we thought, and Impact and I talked about it, because, of course, the first person who I'm going to talk to besides Bug is Impact. And one of the things we wanted to touch on was, how do you and I see you, and whenever I see nobody, I do what I can help. Okay, we'll read those online, guys, the comments. So I was saying that my idea for this is very simple. We have people who volunteer, and it's really important, because we've seen people start things and then peter out. So it would have to be people who are committed to actually volunteering and spending X amount of time, which is what we have. Our initiative members, their only requirement from us, after we check them out and make sure that they're okay.
Once they've gone through the process.
Right. Once they've gone through the process, the only requirement we have is that they spend 3 hours a month on community service. And that is such a broad spectrum of so they never have a problem. So we've had the same members for 10 years. The committee would be probably the same. All we ask is that you spend X amount of time on this.
And because this is always one of the issues that I bring up first, so I'm going to address it. This idea is not a RLSH leadership council. It's not people trying to claim to be in charge of other people.
Thank you.
It's not, because this is
the Illuminati.
It is the Illuminati. No.
Just say it.
We have lizard legs. That's what we have.
No, I don't do the lizard jokes. The lizard jokes. No, the lizard jokes have a lot of anti-Semitism in the root of them, so I don't do them anymore.
Oh, do they really? Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, well then.
Someone pointed that out to me, and then I actually got into an argument with someone.
I did not know that.
I didn't, and this is as a Jew, I did not really put it together until I saw it, and then once someone said it, it all clicked.
We're gonna have to talk about that in a little bit too.
But damn. I'll give you the real quick, fast one. Though. Controlling the media, controlling the money, controlling politics. What are all the what real life group always gets accused of that stuff?
Oh yeah.
So it's one of those things that I try not. Anyway, that's my personal thing.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, we learned.
Back to this whole this council thing. It's not trying to. It's not being in charge of other groups. It's not setting rules for everybody. Okay. It's not deciding what makes you a real life superhero. That's up to you and your own team and whatever. The idea behind this is just to help provide funding for outreach.
Right? Or whatever help that people need. Yeah, that.
Or
whatever they need. I mean, if somebody goes, hey, does anybody have a hotline or a connection that can get me T-shirts for a bunch of kids need T-shirts?
If it comes to providing money, yeah, you might have to meet certain requirements, but that's not anyone trying to take ownership over you. It's just saying it's the same as any other thing. It's if you want the donation, you have to provide receipts for what you're buying, because we don't want you walking away with a bulletproof outfit when you were supposed to buy shields.
We actually buy food. Definitely, because at the beginning of our tenure as real life superheroes, Bug and I, we helped raise money for this one female who was always in need. There was always drama knocking at her door, and hundreds, to the tune of hundreds, we would help put together and donate ourselves and everything. Come to find out, she was scamming all of us and buying shoes and clothing. Not, oh, I've got to go on an interview. I'm going to do, I need clothing. Or this was, check out these cool shoes I just bought because and she scammed all of us, and we found out from someone who was really close to her. You guys don't, So this is why, if we help you with the planning committee, it's got to be, everything's got to be done in a spirit of transparency. Everything's above board. Everything's, you know what I mean?
I'm a big fan of using Amazon wish lists, because then there's that's it. You get it. You don't have a choice. You say, this is what we need. This is what you get. Boom, boom. You don't, there's no way to cheat it.
No.
I mean, I guess you resell it or something.
Sure, you could, but
street or something.
Somebody would catch on, if you were.
But realistically, it's all covered. Your bases are covered right away. So that's the idea. It's to provide help.
Totally.
And again, because we are a very individualistic, I want to do things my way type of community. Because why else did you put on a costume and be like, I can save the world, if you didn't have some level of an ego that we all. I love it when. I'll go into that in a second. I keep tangenting.
You? No, not you.
But we're not trying to tell people what to do, because this is a very self-guided type of community. So we don't. That's not the goal. So it's to provide aid without providing control.
Yeah, no, that's it. I mean, think about all the Hope events. The most successful Hope events in San Diego happened when we had an actual planning committee. And when people were in touch with each other going, hey, can you get those hats? How about you? Did you need the, here's what's in the pool. Do you need that for the toothbrushes? And everybody was communicating. And can you imagine if everyone, like, say, if Beacon wanted to go and put packs together, and he's like, man, I really wish that there was a way. I can't afford this right now, but I know that I could get those packs out. Puts a little thing into the planning committee, and we go, hey, let's check it. What does Beacon want to do? Who is Beacon? And
because I know there's, again, with all the big personalities, one of the ideas is, and maybe I'm kind of forming this as I talk, is we're going to be as unbiased as possible.
Yeah.
If anyone's ever seen the RLSH wiki that Discordia created, and Bug is one of the editors of, it is one of the most unbiased things out there. Knowing, like, that editors have thoughts on people, those pages still come out unbiased, and that's kind of what this would be like. It doesn't matter, like, let's say it's, a superhero named the Blazing Captain Underpants, and he and I hate each other. That will not matter if because there will be a bunch of other people deciding.
Right.
And maybe we'll come with, if you have a personal beef with someone, you might have to recuse yourself from that discussion. Because I don't want, as long as the person can provide proof of action, it shouldn't matter if people don't like each other, because people are going to not like each other sometimes. There's people that I'm sure dislike me. There's people that I dislike. And I don't think that, either one of us should prevent the other one from getting aid.
Right.
And I think that's how this is going to have to work. That, maybe, I can't think of anyone at the moment that I absolutely dislike. But again, let's say there's Captain Jackass. Let's say Captain Jackass and Bug
runs around at midnight.
Yeah, Captain Jackass and Bug do not get along, and
midnight Jackass.
Guys,
I was not trying to call anybody out. That was just the name that popped in my head. But let's say Captain Jackass wants aid. If they can prove that they're working in good faith, they should get the aid, regardless of personal opinions.
Exactly, and that's what it is. It's supposed to be. The whole thing, I thought, like I said, I thought of it when I thought, gee, how many of us are trying to do this alone? Wouldn't it be great if we had, like, this group of people that oh, damn, we exist just to help you. We literally exist, this group just to go, oh, that person needs help. What can we do? And then we put on our superhero capes and go, let's help this person, And
Discordia is saying being unbiased is a real pain. And, maybe we have someone who basically sends along the application for help and there's no name attached. And that's when maybe we'll do anonymous discussions. I don't know. Yeah. I'm spitballing all these ideas.
We're still working it out. You know what I mean? But that's the idea behind it. Some people wanted a 501c3. Not going to happen. There are certain groups that have had 501c3s. The reason ours didn't, we were pursuing just a nonprofit status. In order to do that, and I can tell you right now, this won't work, because in order to do that, as that one group found out, you have to have someone dedicated consistently, constantly to the financial aspect of it. You have to keep immaculate records. The IRS doesn't play with that.
Those are real jobs for people.
Those are real jobs for people, and we all have enough stuff to do on our own. No one's going to sit here and make sure that there's a board, because you have to have a board, and you have to have a minimum of 2-3 people on the board, et cetera, et cetera. All this has to be just legitimate and kept track of completely. We're not going that route. You guys want to do that. Anybody wants to do that. They want to form their own. We have business owners, people who have run their own, nonprofits and stuff in the initiative that have talked about it in all these years and went, it's not a good idea for us, because we have this and that going on, and no one can give, all that time to that. So that's out. That's not going to happen. What this is, like I said, it's volunteer. It's strictly volunteer. If you want to be on it, as long as you're a consistent volunteer, and you can do an hour a month or whatever it is, there you go. So that's that. I think that we'll talk about it more. You're going to be seeing a lot more of us, because we want
to get back into action.
We want to get back into action because
once a month,
yeah, we've been taking care of so much. The three of us have been so busy, but we feel the absence and want to get back in there. So we'll be talking about that more online. Oh, Bug, were you going to read some of the comment? We don't want to miss anybody's comments.
Let's see. Oh, DB Defend. Dr. Defender was saying that, yeah, I just recently started hosting a suicide prevention training class via Microsoft Teams. That's awesome.
Very cool.
We hosted our first one last month, and they recently became a partnering organization with Be the One Suicide Prevention Campaign.
That's badass. That's fantastic. We'll give you a link. We'll put up the link, because they gave us a link, so you'll see it on our Heroes 101 page, Facebook page. Now. Oh, isn't it? Well, there you go. Hey guys, you don't have to be quiet. You can go about and do your thing. And we're here in the family area, so we don't want to make the whole family have to be quiet, because we'll take this into a different part, or my studio outside, but it is hot as butt out there. And we were talking earlier, and Impact has no pity for us that it's hot out there.
It's today. Hot as butt for Northern
California, butthole. It's
fair.
Yeah, there you go. Not Florida hot. We get it.
It's like 65 degrees.
No, it was like
I actually broke a sweat.
Right? Yeah. It's like
I took my jacket off.
Had to drink some ice water. Oh my god!
You know what? For all we're talking about it being hot here, I think I've seen Good Samaritan wear shorts once, and other than that, he's always in long pants.
What the heck? You would think.
Is a freak.
He is a freak. I love him, but yeah, he's just ridiculously funny. I can't be around him without laughing. He's a nut. So also can't be around him without listening to a million stories. He's got like so much to say. It's awesome. I'm sorry. Okay, we're not gonna talk about. We love Goody. Okay, so what's that?
I said he's all right.
Oh yeah, he'll do in a rush. Beacon, what is close the door? It sounds awesome because the word clothes,
that's
is.
I could be wrong, but I know that's a big event that Beacon has put on. I think at least a couple times where they where he, and I believe it's part of a bigger organization whose name I can't remember, but they do like clothing for unhoused individuals, from what I remember. I've seen it. I have never participated. I've just seen it a lot. So when he sees this, he can probably come with a better answer than I am. But I know it is an event he has put on at least once, if not multiple times, involving clothing the unhoused.
Now, hi Claude. Now, you guys, if I'm calling you by the names that are on, the Facebook thing, and you'd rather us call you by your real life superhero name, just put your real life superhero name up there.
Yeah. Parentheses.
Yeah. So, we're said that we were going to talk. We don't want to keep you here all night. It's a lie. We love keeping you here all night, but just seriously, we're gonna. Unfortunately, we and if you still want to tell us what you do.
Illuminated Life Foundation.
Yes. There we go.
That's thank you, Dark Defender. That is definitely.
Thank you, Dark Defender. We are gonna still, if you come on and you still want to tell us what you're up to, check in with us. Let us know how we love that. We love that. We really want everybody to be okay.
They just hit the link, right? Are they trying to get on, or just comments?
They can either one. They can, you guys can, if they want to come on and talk, then
I know Dark Defender want to. I think can I just share the link that you had sent me?
I think you can do that, and you can do that, or if you want, what might be easier is if I'm so happy and glad that this is still a thing. We are too. Thank you. Beacon is telling us, Close the Door was a 3-day clothes drive I hosted where I collected clothes to give to the unhoused. I was gonna host. I just
sent Beacon and a few others the link, so if they want to hop on.
Yeah. You've been following us for years. Oh, right on. We're so happy. We're happy that you're here.
Who's that?
It's Javed Man, right? Am I saying that right? Let me know.
Is that on Facebook?
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
I'm not on the YouTubes.
Oh, it's in you don't have that thing. Okay, comments. It's on the comments. I tell you what, we got to get into this. I didn't really want to get into this because honestly, what's that? What?
I've never actually hit the comments button, and I can see the comments from all the different things.
I'm
on my chat tab computer. So
I love you. You're so pretty.
I can't be on the screen and see the comments.
I know.
I can't read when I'm also trying to see things.
Hi, Marla. How are you, sweetie? Matter of fact, I just tagged you in something today. Marla was there when we did not only the Project Hope. What year was that, Bug? But we also did, which was one of the, if you want a wake-up call, I can guarantee you, wherever you go to do homeless outreach, there is nothing in the world, literally in the United States, like doing it in Los Angeles, Skid Row. Talk about you. I really think the next time, if we do that again, we're going to have a prep talk about just how psychologically prepared you have to be for doing homeless outreach at Skid Row, because
that's as close as I've ever felt to being in a real zombie apocalypse, and I'm not even joking. We were in the back of an open truck, and they were running after us,
like literally grabbing at things.
There were so many people.
Yeah, Marla says she'll never ever forget that. Neither will I. We made over 200 burritos. They were gone in less than 10. You could have started a stopwatch. They were gone in less than 10 minutes. People were grabbing it. It was not. Well, this because it's got the most concentrated amount of concentrated area of homelessness in, I think, in a less than 6-block span in the United States, and it's just, you feel like you're not doing. Yeah, Marla's saying, I was telling my friend, it reminded me of that movie World War Z. I think the people running. Yeah, your heart does break. Your heart breaks because when you run out, and then there's person that looks so hungry, doesn't matter if you have literally 1,000 burritos, you're not going to have enough. And I wasn't prepared for that.
When we do our outreach, because it's different like concentrated areas, we have to take a scan of the area to make sure we have enough before we go to one spot. And we had to establish a rule that like we have to, because we use wagons, we have to perimeter around the wagon so people can't just keep reaching in.
Oh my God, yes, yeah.
And like when we have kids with us, we have to like, it's like adults are going to be around the wagon, kids can like help hand stuff out, but we have to bodyguard it a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Jobbing Man's getting going, by the way. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go. So glad that you guys are still a thing and uploading. God bless you all. Thanks for listening, dude. We are so happy that you came in, and if I guess you can subscribe to that, right? And then it'll let you know when the next one's gonna.
Yeah.
Be. So yeah, thank you, my dear.
Claude asked if someone's team responded yet. What team? Do we know what team that is, Claude?
Yeah. Which one, Claude? Tell us more about it, and we'll give you the answer. So we're going to the part that I don't like, but we said we would. If you guys want to talk about, we're not going to sit here and argue gun reform or gun policies, because really, I think that is where you should take your thoughts and prayers. You should take it into the voting booths with you. And vote for what you think honestly, is,
This isn't a political show.
No, it's not a political show.
We're not going to sit there and argue about that. That part of it, at least.
So, well, we've got Luminil here. Luminil, we're going to bring you on first before we talk about that real quick. So, just for a few minutes, if you don't mind. Hey, dude, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Sweet. I see you're on the move.
I'm just watching the dogs. They're outside.
Oh, how's it going? How are you?
Stressed, tired.
Congratulations, though. I know you had some good news recently, so congratulations.
Yeah, I had my little girl last week.
Yeah, you're so excited. That's so. I was when I read that, I was like, well, okay, day made. That made me so happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, what's up, Dad? That's so cool. Have you gotten any sleep lately?
A little bit. Between getting off work at like 3 a.m. and then being busy all day, it's stressful.
Yeah, no kidding. You know what you need? You need some you time. I know it's hard. First couple of weeks after a baby's born, dude, it's the toughest. You get through this, though, the rest is easy. I promise, it's easier. Yeah. So yes, it really is.
You want to get that code out? Jamie just needs it out.
Yeah, I'll get it. Okay. Sorry.
Aww.
No worries.
No worries. That's family life now, man.
We're just happy to have you.
Yeah. Look at you.
My U time though is basically just patrolling.
Sweet.
Hey, if it's something you love, that counts.
Yeah. You're out on the campus every day, right? Practically for work, and you're keeping your eye on. Yeah. So, hey,
being a delivery driver, you go everywhere. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good, because you could just be a delivery driver that just drops off stuff, doesn't care. But if you're there when something happens, I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't just turn a blind eye. You'd call who you have to call. See, that's great.
What's nice about the working with Domino's on our app for deliveries, actually, there's a button where if something happens, you could call the store, or there's just a 911 button.
Oh, nice.
On the delivery app. So if anything happens, you can just press that and be like, hey.
Yeah. Yeah, Bug used to drive for Domino's. They didn't have that, right? When you were...
We didn't have apps. I don't even think we had cell phones, most of us. It was like, there were like 2 or 3 company cell phones. Like, here, you're going to a bad area. Here, you get a cell phone.
Yeah, luckily everyone has their own phones now.
Yeah.
It was 2 years ago. They just took them away when they joined Domino's.
Yeah. That's it, exactly. Oh, dude, you look so tired. You're yawning and everything. Are you going to get some rest in a little bit?
Yeah, I'm off today, so I'm actually going to bed around 10 tonight, which is in about an hour and a half. But
Oh, wow. You poor baby. You know, I know what that's like. Oh my God. We still remember that, don't we, Bug?
I got little man's gonna be 2 next month, and then she's just a little over a week. So
wow, wow, that's a good age spread. It really is, because you know she's going to start helping more as she gets older.
He.
You know, I mean little man is going to help her. Yeah, that's so awesome. Big brother and little sister. I'm excited for. I'm sorry, I'm a big freak for babies. Anybody tells me anything about a baby, if I lived close by, I'd be like, you need a babysitter?
I'll send you some pictures, Rock.
Dude, seriously, Bug knows. Bug's like, oh God, here we go. She's gonna be on the phone all day looking at baby pictures.
She actually eats babies to maintain her
Shut up.
appearance.
Anyway, yeah, I'm
careful.
a big fan.
So,
Someday... Oh, go ahead.
I sent Rock and Bug this photo, but when I bought this, so this is like the newer version of the same mask that I've had because it's not all sun bleached. When I bought it, they actually sent one that was like way too small. So I saved it for my nephew who's 2. And when he came down, my sister had me put on my gimmick and came out with the mask and gave him his own mask to wear. It's the cutest goddamn thing I've ever seen.
It's
His own little baby mask.
Sadly, the laptop that I had I made a 3D design of a mask that I found on Thingiverse. I edited it and like made it more like beacon style, and the laptop I have it on no longer works.
Oh.
See, that sucks. See, I don't know, man. Maybe the planning committee someday could be like where we help people get a laptop because maybe somebody's got a one that they aren't using. I don't know.
I would be a much better billionaire than most people.
Oh, dude, right? Me too. Me too. It's like, give me the lotto winnings because you know it would go forward. So,
yeah. I don't need that much.
No, we don't.
There's so much good things you could do if you win the lottery.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know what? Lottery episode. I think that'd be fun to hear what real life superheroes would do.
If you had $1 billion, made $1 billion a year.
If I ever get it to where like I come in to a lot of money, I actually want to open up a tea business, like herbal teas.
Oh, I'd be a customer.
And I want to. I want to be able to find boxes that are made out of the material that like it's biodegradable. It breaks down very easily. But I want to find that, and I want to do it like they do with they got like cigarette butts and stuff where they put the seeds inside of it to where like say you finish the box of tea and everything, and you're like, huh, this is great. You get a flower pot, you throw the box in there, it breaks down and plants it.
So, Beacon, in all seriousness, I have a woman that I went to environmental grad school with, has a company that she's been doing on her own, where they make their own tea stuff. I can get you. She's the one who made my first superhero mask. I will get you in touch with her if you want.
Thank
you. Yay! Now, listen, we're gonna have to. Beacon, you can just stay on.
I have stuff I have to do, but I will stay on and listen to you guys talk and everything.
Sweet. Okay. We're so happy to hear from you. And we are happy that we're happy for you. But you do need some sleep, baby. We know what that's like. So thank you, my dear.
I did have one question I wanted to ask you before I hopped off. How's the bakery doing?
You know what? The bakery... During COVID, we were doing good. We were winning all those awards. And then during COVID, it got slower and we just sold out of the front window. And then we started getting more online orders. And then pretty soon we were flooded with online orders instead of people coming to the window. Because I don't know, maybe like me, they like to order their stuff instead of walking into anywhere, So so we ended up going strictly to online orders, which is what we do now. And
how far can you guys send?
We can send certain items across the United States, but they have to be certain items. And if you want, I can give you a list of stuff.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I'd love to order and support you guys.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. But yeah, we're really happy to still be doing it. So it still funds our stuff, so, but yeah, it's so much cheaper too to do it online because there's no rental. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
I'm actually trying to, for like a personal YouTube channel, me and my buddies are trying to record a video, but it's going to cost like, a studio itself is expensive. So we're just going to spend like $250 on a giant storage unit.
Yep. There you go. That's the way to do it. Seriously. Go with what you can afford. Everybody can record whatever they want now. Everybody can be a producer and a director. Just go with your phone, record, and you know what I mean? So yeah. But all right, honey, you go take care of your babies. Go take care of yourself. Thank you so much for joining us, dude. We appreciate it.
Yep.
And stay
you guys
safe
have a great
out
night.
there, okay? All
You
right,
too.
dude.
Yeah.
I know everyone thinks I'm in a recording studio, but that's a door to the outside. I'm just in an office.
All right. All right. So you know what? We've got DB. I'm gonna bring you on, but we are gonna talk about this stuff. But give us like a how are you? Oh, you look great, and you've got your RLSH shirt from Jack Renati.
Hey, I got it. Right?
Really
Come on.
cool. Nice. You gotta represent, right? So
Absolutely.
that is great. We are really happy about your teaming up and doing that suicide prevention thing, because that's we have friends who have lost kids to suicide this year, and it's heartbreaking. So
yeah, absolutely. The first class that we hosted last month, it turned out really good. It wasn't in the way that we had planned it, because we had to work from a phone, because the actual skit, or the actual notes and stuff was, I forgot to print it off, so I had to use a phone to kind of go through it. But still, it worked out perfectly. It worked out. We were able to give all of the students their certificates, and all this is through the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse and such. And so, and this has been one of the things that we've been trying to do for a while. And so we're considering and maybe starting something as part of the JI, kind of a community academy thing, where if they're interested in taking like a suicide prevention class or something else, like maybe hopefully in the future something maybe towards bystander intervention or just something like that, something that they may be interested in, and take a look at it and say, hey, that might be something I'm interested in. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
So do you guys have someone coming in like to help with the training, or is someone on your team like certified, or are you like using, you know what I'm trying to ask? Like, I definitely get what you're saying, Impact. So what it is, okay, so for someone to be like, for instance, okay, for the suicide prevention class, for someone to be like to help teach the class, they have to go through the trainer class. But before they can do that, they got to take the actual class as a student themselves. Once they go through that, then they take the trainer class. Then that's when they'll be able to help out in that. And the same thing. Well, we're going to be creating like a kind of a requirement thing, where individuals who want to help be like an instructor in something, they have to follow these particular requirements to be towards the instruction, because we don't want to just give it out to anybody, all willy-nilly,
Right.
So did you create the class, or are you using another organization's? You know what I'm? Yeah, I think it's awesome what you're doing. I just want to learn more, because I think this is really cool.
Right. So all of this was actually provided by the state. And the cool thing about this class is that it can be taught to anybody, not just inside Tennessee, but also anywhere. It can be taught anywhere. The first time I took the class, we had students like I was just one of many students. Some were coming from like the UK, some were coming from like here in the US, and then some were from Australia. So this, I originally assumed that this was going to be something like statewide, but then when the instructors told us that this can be something taught as far as as far as you can go. It's like, oh, well, that's just freaking awesome. So
that is really cool.
So this makes it a lot better, especially, you know, it's just one of the many tools that can be, you know, used for not just as far as an RLSH, but for really everyday life.
Yeah, definitely. It's important. Everybody, in fact, every RLSH should have a certain amount of classes under their belt. If you want to be, you know, doing the best job you can, it's good to have bystander training, you know, first aid, just to name a couple. I'm not going to go into all the ones.
And again,
there are so many.
Because we don't like to gatekeep, you can always go and do stuff without that stuff, but to be more effective.
Right.
I mean, that's the goal, is to be the most effective hero you can be.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So far, we've had like a lot of fun doing this, and we're in the process of doing a mass outreach soon. Kurt, and I would definitely want to give a special thanks to Dan Hunter right quick by sending those boxes of socks to us, because it was a big help on that. So we're getting some other stuff to do a mass outreach here soon for the Knoxville sector.
Yay, and, nice.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. And thankfully, there are some people who have become like a supporter to us, and they gave us all the resources from like Amazon and stuff, which I had no clue. No clue. I was going by just ear and what I've seen, but the other resources are like, okay, I'm going to use this, I'm going to use this, I'm going to use this, so on and so forth. So these resources kind of help to make it more flexible, pretty much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Every little bit helps. See, that's the idea of that planning committee is, you know, maybe there's somebody that we can connect somebody else with, so that, you know.
Well, that is
fantastic. We're so happy to hear it. And we are absolutely happy that you came on to join us. We got to get to that part that we said we were going to talk about with the, unfortunately, things that you can do for the shooters. So
real quick, we just want to shout out again. I know we mentioned earlier that shirt, that super awesome shirt, was made by.
Show it to us.
Jack Bernate.
That is so cool.
The founder and CEO and executive director and head designer of Metropolis Graphics, with an X at the end, and then spelled graphics with 2 F's.
Again, we will leave you a link. Just go to our Facebook Heroes 101 page, and we'll link you to that.
I should have actually tried. I should have moved like side to side, because Ace commented on the post that I put about it, and he said to do like a little modeling, you know, Do
it. Show us. Go like that.
There you go.
Anybody? Okay, you know what? From now on, if anybody ever brings any Metropolis graphics on the show, we're gonna let you do your little.
Oh, okay. That works too. Okay.
We're not just a radio show anymore, so we have to have lots of visuals to keep people.
Well,
thank you, Dr. Finn. You know what? Do me a favor. I'm going to take you off the screen, but we are going to talk about this. So I do want to hear your input in the comments about, you know, this next thing that we're going to talk about. So thank you, my dear. You stay safe out there, okay?
Darn, hey, no problem. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. All right, darling.
Take care, man.
All right, let's see. How do I do that? Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm glad we should have done this first, because then we'd end on a high note. But you know, after
we'll figure it out.
We'll do, because we're only going, you guys. We're only going for like 10 more minutes, and that's it. So if you're all going, when the hell are they going to shut the hut up? You know, 10 more minutes. That's it.
I mean, if you're thinking that, turn off the show. Like,
yeah, if you hate us that much. And this, we did, you know, I have to admit that we did go a little off the rails today, because we haven't been on here for a while. And
we didn't really come up with a plan.
Yeah, we just really, right. Like
6 hours ago, 7 hours ago.
Impacted our, like, should we do this? Yeah, let's do it. What the hell? I miss everybody. Let's do it.
Like, I'll send the screenshot. It was, should we do it? Can we do a show next couple days? Well, if it's not tonight or tomorrow, it's kind of rough for me. Dude. Okay,
right? I was like, dude.
8:30 tonight. Okay, let's do it. It's like 2 o'clock.
That's how we roll. You know, anyway. Bug's like, Just shut up, Brock.
Just stop.
Just stop.
But if we want to hit the bad stuff, let's hit
yeah,
it.
we'll hit it, and then we'll end on a high note. I promise. Okay, so I've been trying to stay off of social media because of this, but you know what? We can't. I like most of you. I don't know. I felt numb. I feel like all we're going to hear about is thoughts and prayers. And you know what? I want to say that praying is okay, but I have to agree with someone who said that now, if all you're going to do is say that you prayed for them, if this is going to be your new, well, that's what I did. I prayed for them and I sent thoughts and prayers, then you're not going to like what I have to say, because I think that I don't even want to hear about thoughts and prayers anymore. If you want to pray for someone, pray for them. But otherwise, move your ass. Shut up about it.
If you want to pray for someone, great. Like that, seriously. If you think it does something,
then do it.
That I'm very happy that you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't go telling people that you're doing it like it's some great thing.
Like it's a dismissal of action. It's like, well, I sent them a thought and prayer. You sent them,
It's like saying you retweeted someone. Yeah, it might have some effect. Maybe some other person is listening and something will happen from it. But you don't really actually put in the effort to do much.
No, you don't. So in fact,
and honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, despite like I consider myself kind of an activist at this point, especially after like 2020. I feel fucking numb with it all. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like I'm just gonna come if we march and protest. It just and I don't want to sound defeatist, but it doesn't feel like anything's gonna happen because
it hurts.
What have we been doing?
It hurts us right now because we feel helpless. I had somebody ask me on one of my posts about it because I think I heard about it 20 minutes after it happened, and they asked, "What can we do?" And that's what we're going to try to tell you today. But I want to quote a friend who was responding to another friend. Love them both, and she said, "It's okay to pray, but also take action. Like anything else, how much you care is defined by your actions, not your words." Bravo. Yes. I believe that 100%. And that was said by Jet, who is also a real life superhero, who today's the 25th, right? Is it still the 25th? I swear days are, well, the irony is it 26th?
No, it's 25th.
Today is the day that she lost her son.
The 10-year anniversary.
10-year anniversary in a car accident. So, and from that, she became a real life superhero because she just carried on his legacy because he was also in the real life superhero movement. He got in a car accident, and today is that day. So, I really wish I had planned this more because there would have been something special for her son, Alex. His real life superhero name was Roroni. And, yeah, I got to meet him. Bug and I got to patrol with him. And he was very sweet. But she said that about thoughts and prayers, and I get it because, you lose a kid. The prayers for you can absolutely be a source of comfort, a source of strength, and that's fine. What my friend James said, and I am saying this online, James, I hope you don't mind. It's too late now. God, he said, nah, I get the intent, but prayers have been long synonymous with both inaction and some backward medieval belief that Sky Daddy has a plan for it all and these things happen for a reason. Look at any comment section of any news outlet covering the last 50 school shootings. Most people offer thoughts and prayers and brush their hands with the satisfaction of doing the good thing and nothing else. And he goes on to say a lot more about what politicians do. They offer thoughts and prayers instead of the tiniest measure of gun reform. And it almost is tone deafness now.
I mean, I'll say this, like, for people like us, I kind of get it. Because you feel legitimately helpless.
Helpless, yeah.
Like, my mom and sister both work in schools, and it's like, what? I know there's literally nothing I can do.
No,
I feel
no,
helpless.
you can't stand guard. I want to make it clear right now, though, because we're not going to take any, like I said, gun reforms or arming teachers, which is a ridiculous solution.
Friends who work in schools are like, don't trust me with a gun. I'm like,
no, and also, in case you guys don't know, the shooter was greeted. He dealt with guarded cops, etc., and he was still able to kill. So
part of the problem is that the police are not. They do not have a responsibility to save your life.
No,
they do not. They literally do not have the responsibility to go help.
No,
their job is to enforce the law. There's all these stories of people who are like getting stabbed on a subway train. The police are in the next car over, not going in because they don't want to put their lives in risk because they literally do not have to.
No, they don't.
I don't hate the police. I don't trust them necessarily. I don't hate the police, but I'll tell you, they don't have to go and do anything to help you. They don't. It's not their job. It's literally not in their job description. The protect and serve thing is a motto. It's not the job description. So when they say that they're like policing is the answer, the police were there and did jackety shit because they don't have to, because they thought it was too dangerous for them. Which is why when they're like, well, police put their lives on the line after, I'm like, do they? Because they don't have to.
Any in Texas? Yeah, if there are any our members in Texas, I hate to say it, I was thinking the same thing, and that's just me thinking and just wishing this were true, that if there were a real life superhero out there, some of us are so ridiculously determined to help that I could see someone just giving their life to try to do that. But again, you never know.
But
at the time,
what it should be either.
That's not what it should be. You're right. It shouldn't be us.
It shouldn't rely on some good Samaritan running in
and
possibly getting their face blown off because they're doing the job that
the police won't do. Right.
Should be doing it.
Right. Exactly. So
because and it's not even just the police. It's the politicians that are like, well, we don't want to deal with gun control. It's like, then this is going to happen. We don't have. It's not like we have more mental health issues than any other country in the world. Granted, we probably do less than a lot of other countries. But it's not that we have more mental health issues.
We have more access to
a lot of people have white supremacy issues or toxic masculinity issues or like. But you can't blame everything on mental health issues.
No.
You can't say, and you can't say the policing is going to fix it because it's proven in both cases that that's not true.
So, with that, we whenever anybody asks, "What can you do?" We're all out wringing our hands, and one of the first things you can do, because we shouldn't become numb to this. I know it's self-care. Sometimes to just shut it down, and that's wise to an extent. If we all become numb to it, then it's normalizing it. So I think while we're all still hurt, pissed off, I can't look at one more. Please stop fucking posting pics of the kids right now, guys. Give us a chance to all mourn. Give the parents a chance to, and we're not going to forget these kids. If you want to post them a little later, give us time.
Actually, I gotta say, to be honest. We are going to, because it's going to just happen again.
It's just going to happen again, yeah.
Look, literally last week, a black supermarket got shot in Buffalo.
Right,
and we're
in
not
Buffalo.
Even talking about it anymore. Not even because of this shooting, but because a million other shootings happened between.
Oh yeah, because we forget.
We are unfortunately, the sad thing is we are going to fucking forget this, because it happens every damn day.
It does. It happens, and there's nothing being. Well, what can we do? What can we do? Honestly,
someone asked why the shooter ran. If there's any ideas why the shooter randomly shot people?
No,
I think to get into there's like manifestos on 4chan or whatever, and I'm not gonna read it.
No,
it's not gonna make me feel better.
No, and we're not gonna publicize that.
I'll tell you right now, it's probably because they read a bunch of toxic shit online. It was either anti-trans, anti-feminist, and anti-immigrant, anti-woman. I said that already, I guess. Or just they wanted to make a name for themselves and to go out and do something crazy.
Exactly, which is why we're not going to give them
what it is.
any error.
Most of it is extreme. By the way, it was not a trans woman, because I know that apparently that was a whole thing on Reddit where someone thought that it was. There was a trans woman on Reddit who I guess looked similar to the shooter, and people were like, this is them. And then the woman that herself had to go on and be like, no, this is like, here's me right now with a photo of me alive, not in custody. Wow. So it wasn't a trans woman, it was just a dude. It was a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Who decided they wanted to blow a bunch of people away. They wrote about it on 4chan or 8chan or 17chan or Reddit. Or
yeah,
something.
let's shut that.
Somewhere.
Let's shut
4chan.
that.
Discord says 4chan.
Yeah. Let's shut that trans shit down. I have a trans daughter, so we're gonna shut that shit down. Right?
Yeah, it wasn't that.
It wasn't that. So
that's just some
fuck right off with that.
Bullshit. Some extremist bullshit.
Exactly.
It wasn't that. It was someone decided they want to go hurt people. That's
exactly. That's
beyond that. It doesn't fucking matter why.
No.
No. Knowing the motivation behind a shooter, until we decide we're actually going to start doing something about the motivations, until we decide that we're going to take white supremacy seriously, the Buffalo shooter, or until we decide we're going to take, any of these other toxic communities seriously, like a million other shooters, it doesn't really matter what it was.
It doesn't matter what it was.
Because then we're just going to spin our wheels in the mud about how we got to handle this, and then nothing's going to happen anyways. So let's not even focus on it right now. It's just because we know it was just something toxic. It was
something broken, and it's
if
not
you go to
our.
4chan, then you're reading a bunch of crazy bullshit, anyways.
So what you can do right now, while you're feeling however you're feeling, as long as it's strong enough to share your thoughts on Tuesday's shooting in Texas and gun reform. You share your thoughts on that with your elected representatives in Congress. Now, I know that doesn't, nobody's ever going to hear it, but if their phones keep getting flooded, maybe even just to lessen the inconvenience of having to delete 5,000 messages, maybe they might think about starting to do something.
Go to a march if they have it.
Go to a march. You can find both your U.S. representative and your U.S. senators online, as well as their contact information. If you happen to agree with the Bipartisan Background Checks Act or the Enhanced Background Checks Act, you can also use this template. I'll give you the link. There's a template from the National Education Association. It's a labor union to contact your senators. If you don't know what to say, we'll give you the link to that template. Another thing you can do is donate to fundraiser for Victims First, which describes itself, and this is legit, it's a network of families of the deceased and survivors from over 2 decades of previous mass shootings. The organization, Victims First, has raised more than $500,000 on its GoFundMe campaign as of Wednesday morning, stating 100% of what is collected goes directly to the victims' base. So the victims' families and those wounded or injured, because there are protected from fraud and exploitation, number one. Alternatively, you can look for other verified GoFundMe fundraisers related to the shooter. To the shootings, rather. If you're local, you can give. I hear a lot of these banks, because I was trying to follow up on it, have already reached their limit on blood, but some still haven't. So you can always give blood. You can always go in and give blood if you can, because you never know. If they need more of this, then they'll have that surplus. If you're an attorney who's licensed in Texas and you're listening to this, contact the San Antonio Legal Services Association. Family members right now are trying to get their needs met, and they don't have money. So if you can do this just pro bono, you're needed really badly right now.
Also, I'm not quite sure if you know anything about immigration law, because apparently ICE showed up at the school where families were trying to find out if their kids were been shot. And that is the most monstrous goddamn thing I've heard.
I can't even believe that. That's just.
But apparently ICE was there ready to arrest people, which.
That's heinous. Wow, that's. Oh God. Anyway, okay, so coping. I'm just going to give you a quick, you know what, you guys, the American Counseling Association, you can find them at counseling.org. They have a whole list of things you can do that they just put up, coping in the aftermath of a shooting. And it's not, it's for those of us who don't know what to do or feel. Because like I said, you get numb and then it sinks in and everything is just very hard to muddle through, during the day. Some of us feel it more than others. And just check that, counseling.org, and type in aftermath shooting. And they have a whole list of things you can do to help yourself to keep you okay. Because we want everybody to be okay. That's why we're here. This stuff's not going away, Impact. It's not. I'm telling you, my kids are grown, well, pretty grown. And if I had to raise children again, it's the United States is really, I love the US. I've always been pro-America up until the last half decade. And it's just really scared me. And I don't want to give up, which is why I'm doing
still
this.
pro-America. It's why I speak out against everything.
Yeah. You have to be, and let's address that for a second.
If your friend's being an asshole, you're supposed to tell him.
You're supposed to tell him, right? And I got to tell you right now, if you're one of those dick bags that says love it or leave it, you might want to rethink that, because that's very,
simplistic.
It's not just simplistic. It's very, I'm going to say it, Nazi-like. Comply or be removed.
Fascistic.
It's very, think about it. Comply or remove yourself or be removed. What the fuck? This is your country. You want to fight for it, right? You want to speak out, like Impact was saying. So rethink yourself if you're one of those love it or leave it types that says that.
Also, aren't those ones that are usually complaining that, about how things used to be better? Why don't they just fucking leave?
Yeah. Peace out, so we good guys got to stick together. Seriously. It's we do. And I think that the next show that we have, we can bring things up some, because, I don't want us to also, us too. We don't want to just be the show that bitches and moans about everything. We want to also try to help you go, well, I don't know what to do about that. And that's why we're here. That's why we've been here for 10 years. I don't know where to go from here. We're trying to help you as we learn, because we really need to learn so much, and we're trying. But I think on our next show we'll talk about it. Impact Bug and I, bless you.
Thank you.
And we'll bring up more ways to feel, because there's a lull. Have you seen that, Impact? Kind of a lull right now, because we all haven't been able to gather, for any outreaches, any big hope events. We all haven't been able to plan a lot because of, COVID's, it's still there.
Well, there's expected to be another hope in October, because I'm gonna be honest. So hope is a big, it's
homeless
a big
outreach
gathering for homeless outreach.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest, especially from May of 2020 to May of 2021, I was on the road for 5 months.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something about that. At that point, when you spend almost half the year of the most what is supposed to be a full lockdown for most people on the road, it is very hard for me to be like, you shouldn't gather to do these things that bring you joy. You should be safe, but at this point, I have to go make someone money. I have to go put myself in danger to make money, but I can't enjoy life. I'm sorry, fuck that. I'm like, I don't take a lot of risks. I still wear my mask a lot, but also, like, if I have friends in town, I'm gonna go see them, because I've been on. If I have to travel for work, what's the goddamn difference to me?
Yeah, as long as you're being safe, you're a grown up. Like, what precautions to take, right?
I was one of the most cautious people during COVID. Even like when we had our small little bubble that never saw anybody, I still wore a mask around those people when other people didn't necessarily do that. And but I'm at the point where it's like I hate when people are like posting online things, especially on Twitter. You see this. Who here could say they haven't gotten COVID yet after all this time? And it's like, congratulations! I literally had to travel.
Yeah,
I didn't have a choice. I marched. I went to protests and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very good that you were able to stay out of danger, but not everyone could. And I'm at the point where I'm like, if I have to put myself in danger for work, why can't I put myself in danger
to enjoy yourself?
That bring my life real meaning, because work.
No, I totally get that. We had to break down and we went to Hawaii 3 weeks ago. We hadn't gone anywhere, 3 years, and nowhere fun, nowhere for. Wait, no. We did go visit my new grandson, but we did that. We drove because we didn't want to fly with everybody. And we stayed in our little bubble, literally spraying down every service. It was crazy. We were like this sanitation team.
Do it.
And then we took a COVID test. We couldn't see my grandbaby until we had passed. We actually had to go and take a COVID test and wait for the results. And then, but then 3 weeks ago we went to Hawaii because we were breaking down. We were like, and we had bought the tickets during COVID. It was so cheap.
Everyone else is breaking and having fun, like,
right? It's like
and again, I get trying to be safe. Like I got it once, I don't want to get it again. I've been lucky not to, and I've worked hard not to. But like, I'm tired of.
I know.
If it's gonna happen, if the whole like my brother told me when the CDC changed the guidelines from like 7 days to 5 days or whatever, it wasn't because the CDC was like, well, it's not as bad anymore.
Yeah.
It's because they knew people were going to do it anyways. So you might as well make this guideline saying that people might follow. If everyone's going to break it anyways, you make it as easy as possible to follow. Like saying you got to isolate for 2 weeks it's such an uphill battle for so many people. It's like, all right, 5 days, I had to, I took the test, I had to wait 3 days for it back. It's only 2 more days now.
Only 2 more days. Yeah, exactly.
And like, it's kind of that thing. It's like, if everyone else is just not doing it, it's like, I can't care anymore. Like,
you can't. So are you thinking of going to Hope in Chicago if you can?
I can't.
Oh, because of work.
I got other travel going on.
You know what? Me too. Bug and I were like, yeah, we could, but
I have a wedding. I have
we do too.
My future brother-in-law's bachelor party. Like,
nice.
And again, I want to go have fun because I'm tired of not having fun when no one else seems to care.
Right. Exactly. When we're the ones following the rules so hard.
I'm vaxxed. I'm boosted, and I had the original strand, which apparently gives me a stronger immune system.
It does. It gives you right. Exactly.
Like even like apparently I don't know what variant I had, but whatever was flowing around back in June of 2020 is a more vital. It's a stronger response than Omicron gives you. So I still have like a stronger immune system than most people from what I've read. So it's like, meh.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna still wear my mask on the plane. I'm still probably gonna wear it. I still wear my mask in the grocery store or anywhere crowded.
Yeah.
I wear an N95 everywhere.
That's a safer way to go. And speaking of going, unfortunately, Discordia is getting ready to go. I know we got to go too.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for being here. For everything, we appreciate it. In fact, thank you everybody for being here. So I think we went over our 1:30 mark, and we can stop where we want, but we were hoping to do around with that.
But
it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
And hopefully we won't have any technical difficulties next time, so we'll start on time.
No, in fact, we may even have a theme song again. We used to have a badass theme song that Bug wrote. Maybe we can find a way to do that again.
Is just going to be one of you guys playing the guitar?
No, Bug's good when he programs stuff. He's
all right.
I won't play.
It'll be me playing the. I've been learning to play the guitar. It'll be me playing the 3 chords I know.
Chords that you know. C,
you can
G,
play
and
no, G A
C E. Oh, that's pretty good.
I think D is the last one I learned.
I could teach you a song with those.
I think
chords.
that one I have trouble with. I'm still like learning. I still learned the dexterity part.
Oh, you'll get it. You'll if a nerd
I'm really just like between A and G are my two favorite to go between.
Oh, because they're pretty easy and they're fun. They sound good. I'll teach you some songs with just those chords. But with that, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching us. I usually say thank you for listening, but that's right. You can see us. Thank you for watching us. We really appreciate it.
Unless we get this on podcast format eventually.
Yeah. It's actually right now it goes straight to our YouTube channel too. So a warning, Rock. I sent you pictures. Are you kidding me? I'm so happy to see those pictures, babies. And yeah, I think I got to check that out and find out what it does. But StreamYard's pretty cool, so I can assume that it'll go to podcasting. So thank you guys. Thank you. Check for all the links we were talking about. Check
those links. I will add, as much as I hate to say that we've done one not once, but I think twice. I'm going to add our active shooter scenario show link, which is still up on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, we did a couple of those. We did one of those from Disneyland.
Yeah,
which was so surreal to talk about something like that right in front of freaking Sleeping Beauty's castle.
Right,
no lie.
Right under the monorail.
Right under the monorail. So anyway, yeah, it was a trip. Anyway, all right, guys, we love you. Thank you. Please be safe. And what do you think, Impact? Maybe in a couple weeks or so?
Yeah, let's shoot for it.
2-3 weeks. We'll see. You let me know.
We'll shoot for the stars.
Okay, there you go.
We don't know what day of the week it'll be either, so it'll be really fun for
everyone. But we promise we'll try to give you at least 3 days notice next time. So, there we go. But anyway, take care. We love you. Check out the links we gave you because there's things to listen to, things to watch, and all good stuff. So, with that, peace out. I'm doing that. I'm part Asian, so I can do that. Yeah. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
I can do this.